352, 357. If you're thinking 400s, remember this is 800. So you look at the first half of the race, then the second half. His American record, he was 348, 349. So much more tight on that split. So that just tells me he kind of shut things down that second 400.
So after he took the double gold in Tokyo, we saw Bobby Finke take bronze in the 800, silver in the 1500. So the question to you, Rowdy, as we look ahead to Paris, and that would be assuming that Bobby Finke gets there, what's the rest of the world been doing in the 800, in the 1500?
You know, they've come up in a big way. There's a kid from Ireland right now, ranked first in the world, Daniel Whiffen, who's also a great 1500 freestyler, 740 point. Ahmed Hafnaoui, you might remember that name, right? Back in Tokyo, winning the 400. He swept the 4, 8, and 15 last summer at the World Championships, but there's some question on whether he's even going to swim, which really opens the door for Bobby and the rest of the world.
So big opportunity here. Obviously, Bobby Finke is the big favorite here. Everyone in the field except Finke has never made an Olympic team. So that second spot likely to make the Olympic team. Again, it just depends on how the roster shakes out, but that is normally the case, the top two in each of the individual events.
This is exactly what we thought, right? We just knew.
Wait a second. We got Mike Tirico, our Olympic host here. Guys everywhere. Just saw him at the U.S. Open. He's here at these trials. He'll be headed to Eugene for the track and field trials in a little bit. That's what you got to do. You got to get around and see all of these guys, right, Rowdy?
Yep.
Do your research and be ready to roll. So great to see Mike here in Indianapolis as well.
Consummate professional. Love calling some races with him last Olympic trials. And, you know, this is Bobby right here. He went out really solid that first 400. He was 349.3. Whitlock was exactly a second behind him, and now that's moved into the 2-second territory. This is just scripting perfectly for these two swimmers. Johnston now starting to fade. He's pretty much out of it with only 100 meters left to go when they turn at this wall.
Yeah, Whitlock is still a strong second. Johnston's up there in lane 3 in third, but he's getting some pressure from Daniel Matheson up there in lane 2, but the bell left. The bell sounds. There's 2 lengths of the pool left for Bobby Finke to nail down his second Olympic berth.
Well, back in Tokyo, we remember that's about the position Bobby was in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's about where Bobby was, right there where Luke Whitlock was. This time, I don't think Bobby's going to have to do anything special the last 50.
Finke's going to make the turn for home here. He's got a clear view of Paris right now, and Whitlock putting himself in the position to also, in all probability, punch his ticket for his first Olympics. Again, a very good result for him in the 400. He's also going to swim like Finke will in the 1500. It's Whitlock trying to close the gap a little bit on Finke, but he's not going to catch him. Bobby Finke headed to another Olympics. Whitlock second in the second final of this night.
That's a kid at 18 going his best time by 5 seconds. Wow. What a huge drop for this kid.